Hello, I'm Craig Vanderkalk from Burnup's Equipment, product specialist. I'm going to tell you today about the CLAAS 970 chopper that we're featuring. The CLAAS has several models from 400 to 900 horsepower. This one is a 970, 800 horsepower, featuring a 10-row Orbis 750 head. This is the CLAAS 10-row Orbis 750 head, non-directional head. It has automatic height control, automatic steering for row following, or we can do GPS row following using ag leader, Trimble, or John Deere technology.
So interchangeable
with anyone else's technology. This is 10 row. They make from 6 row, 8 row, and 12 row heads, all non-directional. Shredlage is a technology trademarked by CLAAS. It's a long shredded product. They're not only are they cracking the kernel, they've got a high speed differential and an aggressive roll that tears up the stalk, creates more fiber, so the dairy farmer can cut a little bit of hay out of his diet, feed a little bit more corn silage, make more tons out of the acres that you have. Okay, this has got a V12 MAN engine, transversely mounted, driven with a belt driving directly to the cutter head, no gearboxes for parasitic loss. We're saving, depending on which engineer you talk, between 5 and 10% parasitic loss by driving it direct. Our engine is mounted transversely, so that allows we drive the cutter head with the belt without using any gearboxes to drive it. Depending on which engineer you talk to, you're saving between 5 and 10% power savings by driving it without the gearbox. The crop flow is a nice straight path from the feed rolls through the cutter head up to the accelerator, through the processor, and out the top. Where some of our competition makes some pretty severe turns in there, this is just a straight path. It keeps everything flowing. More capacity, less horsepower. We now have available NIR technology, so we can measure the components, the protein, the starch, the components of the feed as we're chopping. Shredlage was engineered by the Shredlage company, and 2 years ago CLAAS acquired the rights to the Shredlage rolls and the Shredlage trademark. And the original Shredlage processors were engineered by Shear Corrugating with the Shredlage guys, and their partnership changed and CLAAS acquired that, but CLAAS was the first one that they put that in, and that's kind of changed a lot of the way people feed their corn. It's the corn silage, you can grow more tons of corn silage on an acre than you can haylage, and by feeding Shredlage and tearing the stalk up a little bit more, you can feed more corn silage in the pounds of corn silage in the ration and get away with more corn silage and still make good milk. When Shredlage first came out, they were talking about chopping upwards of 1.5 inches, and that has trended back down to, I see most of my corn chopped between 5/8 to 1 inch. Nobody's doing the crazy long length. That's just too much stress on the machines and too much sorting from the cows. Traditionally, when you're doing shredlage, you're using more horsepower in the processor, but you're always chopping a little longer, which takes less horsepower, so it tends to be a wash. On the CLAAS machine, the air comes in from the top down through here, and instead of having a rotary screen like all of our competition, our screen is fixed. We have a wand that goes around here that takes the debris off there. When you've got a rotary screen, there's always a brush on a rotary screen. The brush always leaks. You end up with stuff in your radiator. The holes in our screen here are half the size of the holes in our radiator, so if it gets through them holes, it's going through. And the radiators are stacked on top of each other. It allows us to get clean air in for our engine to breathe and keeps everything cool. Also, our processor, it's kind of buried here, but it rolls right back out in a matter of a few minutes and can come right out the side here.